The following video has improper audio mixing simply because we didn't know that we were being drowned out by the game in stream. There is no way for me to fix this in post, but this will be rectified eventually. When you stop seeing this disclaimer, the issue will be fixed. I apologize for the inconvenience.
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know?
Because there's one thing people forgot.
Michaela should know better than anyone? What does that mean?
Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
No, that's wrong!
How did Kyoko get into her room?
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Huh? Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction to what Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie.
This is where you need to decide. Guys, we're about to find out whether or not Bryan gets the bad ending or the good ending.
This isn't just like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate liar. Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is there something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? The mastermind's trapped. The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... Mastermind's trap? The victim was Lukuro? And Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? What do I do? I will decide right now whether or not to expose it. I'm just gonna keep doing this to see how tense like we can be.
Man, I'm already tense! Alright! Okay.
I made my decision.
Okay.
I have to believe in Kyoko.
Okay.
There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room, that it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
It's totally Byakuya, guys. Chicken Man did it.
Finally.
You! What are you trying to imply?
Your master is a master dick.
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What?
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead, and then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
Alright, sure.
Hey!
Cool. 71? You cheapskate.
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Really? What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yes, sorry. It's all your fault.
Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone.
Good job.
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right.
No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment.
Wait, why do I... Kyoko,
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Unfortunately, I have to bar this for the YouTube crowd, but it's fine. The Twitch crowd gets to see it. This is how you die. We're not saying anything because I'm waiting for a certain thing to happen. What can Makoto be learning after school?
Well, the thing is, I kind of already know what happens.
He learns about sex after school. That's the only secret, guys. The only secret that happens. Time to watch Makoto get squished. Makoto's about to get squished. Makoto is 100% about to be squished. Bitch, you fucking thought!
Let's say, so why couldn't he move? Is he strapped to the chair or no?
Animation. Literally just animation.
About to say, because if he wasn't, he could easily just gotten out of there.
What?
Huh? Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, what's that?
Yeah, it had to be.
This is...
Alter ego.
Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? Again, he invaded my network! Damn it all to hell! I don't believe this!
It would seem...
It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us.
Why
are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. That stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit. In a way, that's an even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Bye, bitch.
Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh?
In other words...
Now it's time that the mastermind... Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed.
Excuse me?
You?
Oh, don't tell me we're gonna...
No, let's read.
Brings in top students from every field imaginable. Government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which make Hope's Peak a very fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending her school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. An ordinary student couldn't rule here. The only way is if you're scouted by the school yourself. And standing here at the gate of the ultimate school, filled with the ultimate students, is me. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It would be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again. And then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. Must be the smell of the fan base or whatever. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in.
You're right. You're right.
So the Phantom. Trash was piled high all across the area, and here's the fans! This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. Ah, the forums. Heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I gonna be stuck in here until I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me, and he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. Wait, how did he know that if he didn't turn around?
You can. He looked up.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. In the animation, he looked up.
But that's not turning around.
Yeah, but you can still see the screen. It's protruding old-style screen.
Me. For myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here.
Well, time to leave.
Is that an airplane? Not something like that wound up in the school's garbage pit. This is a desk.
Indeed.
Yes, that's definitely a desk.
That's definitely a desk. And is that?
Yes, that's a rocket and a tank. You don't think too much about what I've seen down here. No, think too hard. Think a little more on that, you goldfish motherfucker. It's locked.
There's no door handle in it, but I can rattle it.
Right?
Just like a door handle.
No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. And getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. I was pulling this too. Next, I search for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked on all sides. That's still not enough reason to give up, because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. The sleep was deep and uninterrupted. It was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. All I did was sleep and sleep. I was like sitting, waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. What the? A strange sound pierced my silent isolation, drawing me awake. As I watched the pile of garbage jostle and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I really stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude.
Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
You're gonna... You got a little... Just something... okay. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected.
What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you.
I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. Yeah, exactly. You got something up top, yeah. You gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash and then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you've finished.
Thank you. Snatched the bread and water she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Whew, that really hit the spot.
Your fave was trash after all.
Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going.
So you still haven't given up then?
Of course not. After all, the fact that I could keep going forward is about all I'm good at.
Hmm?
Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at.
But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
To pay a
So...
debt. Or, no. To atone.
Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything.
So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you.
I...
Abandoned you.
Don't say that. You didn't abandon me.
No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive, no matter the cost.
Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything.
I'd imagine you would after, I'm down to the fucking dumps.
The reason I have to survive
In other
is
words...
so that I can do what I came to the school to do.
What?
I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason.
So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did. Once.
Once.
Until recently, I had forgotten what it was.
You forgot? But that's...
Yeah.
Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school?
First thing. You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was.
But what would make you forget all that?
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient.
Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory.
somehow? But why would they want to do that?
There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plans.
So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However,
And it could also mean, somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time.
But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance the mastermind is actually one of us.
Huh?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right?
Mastermind. One of us. One of us.
Well,
If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
that being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself. Which is why I asked you to help me.
But why me?
Because among everyone, you were at least likely to be the mastermind. It was just intuition, but
I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand.
But does he still understand?
I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen,
Are you okay?
Buster Wolf. I mean, oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced.
Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability.
You mentioned your ability.
My ability. What everyone should have known me for. I am the ultimate detective.
I mean, it should have been obvious with
It was
your
kind of
calls.
fucking obvious. Muscle memory and all of that. I mean, you can steal my brain memories, but you can't steal my muscle memory, and everyone should have acknowledged that by the fact that I was touching dead bodies. But nonetheless, continuing on.
And the fact that she's the only one with a single brain cell here.
I mean, that's also true.
correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school.
You had to find someone. Ooh.
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy.
Headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster?
Because he's my father. Bryan. 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 Oh gosh, Bryan. Bryan, that look at your face, Bryan. Bryan, are you quite alright, Bryan? Bryan. 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 Oh, Bryan. 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 God damn it, Bryan.
God damn it, Barb!
We really gonna be doing this shit? Alright, fine, whatever. He's your dad. Let's go.
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak.
Kyogo's dad. Is Hope's Peak headmaster? And that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved.
Yeah, back.
Huh? My
memory hadn't come back at that point. But when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him.
That makes sense.
however,
But listen, Makoto. I want to make this perfectly clear, so that there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I had seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room.
Then, what did you see in there?
The
so,
room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there.
You mean the mastermind, right?
it's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found.
But why there?
Because I also found this in the headmaster's room.
This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have had some kind of private room there. I assumed if that were true, that room would likely hoard more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remember that my purpose was to find the owner of that room.
So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors.
So what was it like in that part of the school, I mean?
It was hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined.
What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. I mean, what's worse than students killing each other for a fucked up game like this? But anyway, you need to see it for yourself. And I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough.
Sounds like it must be important. I'm really on to